Hey people. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. And let's just say a lot has happened since you guys have last seen me. The last video that I posted was actually um the first of my supposed ItsyCon vlogs. Yes. And then I got like 90% done with the next vlog, gave up on it, went to the next two shows, went to KCON, saw ATs, and I recorded all of those. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have all of these vlogs uploaded to my YouTube channel before I move to New York City and start grad school in August. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen. I tried, I really did, but I just really hate editing vlogs. It's like the bane of my existence, especially concert vlogs, even though they're so fun to film in real time. Once it's time to sit down and edit that shit, it's like pulling teeth. So it never got done, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this over winter break. At first, I was gonna do these like while I'm in school. Spoiler alert again, grad school is not for the weak. Do not do it. If you're an artist and you're thinking, I'm gonna get my MFA, don't fucking do it. It's not worth it. Just do something, literally do anything else. Anything else would be better than what I'm going through right now. I'm telling y'all right now. But I was like, okay, first semester was ass. Let me edit these over winter break. So I get out my computer. CapCut doesn't open. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, good thing I'm getting a new computer soon. So I get a new computer. I try and put the flash drive where I have all of my vlog clips, all of my concert clips saved. Flash drive doesn't open. Yes. It seems that she's a bit corrupted at the moment. I know the videos are on there because it opened for a second. It was open for like 5 minutes and then it like disappeared from my files. And since then I haven't gotten it to show back up. So I know the videos are on there, but I'm not paying, $300 to $2,000 to get the data recovered from that at the moment because I'm currently jobless because once again, I'm in grad school against my will, unfortunately. So I kind of have to stick this out. And in the meantime, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna not do the vlogs. I'm really sad about it. I'm sorry if you guys were anticipating the rest of my ItsyCon. I'll tell you guys right now, it was great. I'm really one day I will get the videos recovered and then I'll do like a little throwback giant vlog of my summer of 2024. But for the meantime, just don't expect too much from that. Okay? Like I said, I started grad school. It's not fun. It's made me really despise painting. I hate it with every bone in my body at the moment. And long story short, I had a little bit of a breakdown and I decided I'm going to actually focus on social media. Yes, because popular to contrary, whatever the fuck they be saying. I don't want to be an artist and I'm only kind of doing grad school so I don't have to get a big girl job. But like, it's not my goal to be a professional working artist. That is literally the boonies. That sounds like my worst nightmare. So my plan A is to just be a social media influencer, but it's really hard to focus on your plan A if you have to spend all of your time working on the plan B, which it's backwards to me. So I'm like, you know what? No, no, I refuse actually. So now I am focusing more on the plan A and the plan B is a little bit on the back burner. Am I paying for the plan B actively? Yes. Am I actually, if you haven't noticed, in a new space? This is my studio at school. I'll give you guys a little tour if you want. But is the priority technically plan B? Yes, but I can't let the plan B continuing getting in the way of my plan A. So here we are. I'm filming a YouTube video. Just a nice sit down chit chat. Got a microphone. Yes, I feel so official. And we're just gonna do these kind of videos. So like I feel a lot more comfortable just editing like me sitting down talking videos compared to vlogs because there's just one clip that I just have to, cut down. So don't expect too much. I'm about to give y'all the barest of bones of videos, but I just love talking to a camera. It's like the best thing for me. And it would be great if I could get a little bit of extra spending money from that. Yeah. Now that all the housekeeping is out the way, today's video topic is things that annoy me as a K-pop stan. I wouldn't really call it an unpopular opinions video. These are just things that I have been keeping tallies on. I literally have my iPad to the right of me with all of the things that I have written down in my notes over, I think, the span of like 2 years of things that I've noticed that other people do in the K-pop stan sphere, the K-pop stan universe. And so we're just gonna go over them, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents on all these things. A lot of them are really petty. A lot of them are not real problems. It's just things that get under my skin. There are a couple serious ones, but for the most part, you know, the world's gonna keep spinning. I just thought that this would be fun, silly, you know, things that I've noticed. So let's jump right in. So for starters, let me just say, some of y'all take K-pop way too seriously. This should not be your job. This should not feel like a full-time job that you have to clock into from 9 to 5 every day. It is okay to have fun. It is okay to just enjoy things and not be so uptight and serious. Like, if you are like shitting on somebody else for, like, let's say somebody comes on Twitter and they're like, oh, I really want to, you know, stream this song, but I don't really like it that much. Like, let's say a group has a comeback and somebody doesn't vibe with the song as much as they would like to, and they haven't been streaming it. You cannot get mad at that person for not having the song. Like, let me say it like this. Everybody shouldn't be expected to follow these very strict streaming practices. Like, you know, if you're streaming on YouTube, you have to, if you're streaming a music video on YouTube, you have to watch the music video, and then you have to watch 3 other unrelated videos that are not by the artist, and then you have to close the tab and reopen and repeat that process over and over and over again so that the streams don't count as like bots or whatever, and that they actually get counted towards the numbers. Or if you're on Spotify, you have to listen to 3 other songs in between the song. You can't have your volume turned all the way down, and it has to be at least 1% volume. Like, guys, I know that you really love your faves. I too love my faves and would love to see them succeed, but not when it feels like I have to clock in. Like, I don't want to clock in. I want to just have fun and do it naturally. It shouldn't feel like a job. You're not getting paid either. Nobody's paying you to do this. Like, yeah, if this is fun for you and it does not feel like a job, and you don't feel like this like heavy obligation or burden to do all of these strict streaming rules, by all means, go ahead. Somebody's got to do it. But like, damn, be calm. Please be calm. This one is really, 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 really petty. But one of my biggest K-pop stan pet peeves is when a group announces a tour. It's the day of ticket sales, and the tickets go on sale, you know, 10 a.m., whatever time zone you're in, right? If you are a West Coast stan, okay, and you have no intentions of flying across the country to the East Coast for a concert, but you wanna get in the Ticketmaster queue for the East Coast shows because you just wanna see how much the tickets cost. You wanna just practice getting your tickets so that when it's time for the West Coast show, you'll know what to do. You'll be prepared. Bitch, if you don't get your ass up out that queue, because now you're clogging that shit up for the actual East Coast fans who have to buy the tickets at the time they go on sale. Why can't you wait? Why can't you wait until the ticket prices are dropped on Twitter? Because you know they're going to be. You know, the first people who get into the buying process on Ticketmaster for the East Coast shows, they're going to post how much they spent on their tickets. They're going to post a screenshot of how the stage layout is and the different tier prices and the taxes and all that shit. There's going to be screenshots. Just fucking wait. You're being greedy. You're being greedy and you're in the way. Because now the queue is like 10,000 more people than it should be because y'all are just lollygagging around in the queue. Imagine, because, you know, the Ticketmaster algorithm at this point, it's just random. There's nothing you can do to guarantee that you're going to get a better spot in the queue. You kind of just have to hope and pray. It's just leave it in the hands of the universe, right? What if the algorithm gives you, the West Coaster, the like 10th spot. You're like 10th in line. And it gives me, the East Coaster, the 33,000 spot in line. That could have been me, girl. Like, it could have been me. And now you just took that from me. And now I'm not going to get a ticket because you decided to clog up the queue. I hate that shit. You need to just wait for your turn like everybody else. It's not fair that just because you live on the West Coast and your time zone's farther away that you get a practice round. Because what about us? The East Coasters don't get no practice round. We kind of just have to do it. We kind of just have to be the test rabbits, the test bunnies, and don't get no practice. It should be the same, and you should not do that because it's not fair, and I don't like it. Sorry, the next couple are a little bit crazy. Keep in mind, I've written these out over the span of like 2 years, probably because something prompted me to put it in my notes. But I guess I have a problem with people who, no, yeah, I do. I mean, it's not a problem, but it's just a little bit like, people who are exclusive stands. So like if you only stand boy groups, if you only stand girl groups, if you only stand Nugu groups, if you only stand like Hybe groups, like things like that. I think the one that gets me is the Nugu group one, because I feel like Nugu exclusive group stands have this like, and I'm saying this from experience, I've seen it, especially at KCON. People who only like groups with like 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, I feel like they only do that. I feel like they only do that because they know it will be easier to get like interactions. Like they know that they're Nugu as fuck, and like it'll probably be really easy to like win a video call with them. Like you might only have to buy like 2 albums to win a video call, or like their concert tickets might be like $50, and included in that is it's like VVIP plus, like you get to take a picture with the group, you get to take selfies with individual members, they're gonna bring you backstage and give you a tour, they're gonna give you signed albums, and you're gonna have all of these crazy inclusions with the concert ticket that you only spent like $50 on because nobody knows who they are. I feel like a lot of people get into these small ass groups just so they can say like, oh yeah, like I'm besties with the members, like they all know me, like we talk all the time on the phone, we practically have each other's phone numbers at this point, like they know me by name, they know my face, like, because do you actually like the music? I'm sorry, but like sometimes a group is Nugu for a reason. I'm sorry, sometimes, not every time, okay? Sometimes the Nugu groups really are, they have fantastic music, they're great performers, whatever. It's just, you know, maybe they're from a smaller company, or, you know, they just haven't gotten lucky with the algorithm. Maybe they don't have like a trending TikTok sound or something like that. Like I get it. But a lot of these times, I'll be like, you know what? Let me get into this Nugu group. Let me see what they're all about. And the music sounds like kitchen pans and whistles. The music sounds like it was recorded on their iPhone while they're riding a roller coaster. Like, you know, like sometimes it's okay for a group to be Nugu because that is just where they belong. Every group is not meant to be famous, and that's okay. That's okay. Somebody has to make up the Nugu population. How is the Nugu promoter Twitter account gonna have like an account if there's no Nugu groups to promote? You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody has to be there. But like, you don't have to stand every single Nugu group under the sun just to get those interactions. It feels a little bit fake to me. It feels a little bit inauthentic to me. As for like the boy group exclusive, girl group exclusive stands, I myself am a multi. I don't know, actually, can you see? Yeah, we got some ATs up in there. We got my ITZY girlies. We got, you know, like I'm pretty mixed in terms of boy and girl group that I stand. And granted, boy group only stands and girl group only stands, they both have a different vibe to them, and I don't like both of them for different reasons. I just think I'm not gonna really get into those reasons because they're just really, well, no, the point of this video is just me saying my 2 cents, right? I think that Sometimes boy group exclusive stands can be a little misogynistic. Whoa, big word, misogynistic. Just I don't know. The way they talk about girl groups sometimes is a little bit just like, but aren't you a girl too? Because I know a lot of people, who are boy group exclusive stands are girls. So I'm like, why are you as a girl talking about other women this way? Because you're not getting brownie points from the boys that you stan. They don't fucking know you. So like, there's really no reason to be talking the way that y'all be talking about them. And then on the flip side, girl group exclusive stands have like this sometimes this is not applying to everybody. Like if you just don't like, which that doesn't make sense to me. Whatever. Sometimes the girl group exclusive stands, they have this like, what's the word? Superiority complex. Girl, they feel like they're better than everybody else because they only stand girl groups, and it comes off to me sometimes that they think they're extra feminist because they don't like boy groups and because they don't fuck with boy groups, and they're just like, fuck men, like men suck, da 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 da. Which yes, power to the people, but like at the same time. And I'm not a men defender. I'm really not. Some could say I am a low-key misandrist. Just a little bit. Do I fuck with the boy group sometimes? Yes, because sometimes it's not about gender. Sometimes the music slaps. Sometimes, granted, I go both ways, so I really am not the best advocate for saying like not all men, because I do fuck with men. I do. Y'all know what the fuck I'm saying. Like sometimes when you're like, it comes off a little bit fake. It comes off like, oh, you're just being kind of like a fake feminist, because that's not really what feminism is about. It's not just about hating men. Like there's layers to it. You know what I mean? So that's just something else that bothers me. Selling photo cards to make space. Okay, this one is like a very small part of the like K-pop stan community. This is like targeting like collectors and, people on like buy sell trade Instagram or whatever. When people want to like downsize their collection, when they want to sell a bunch of photo cards, sometimes in the caption or like on the first slide of pictures, they'll say like, hey guys, I'm selling a bunch of these photo cards to make space. So like here they are. If you're interested, please buy them. Something about that phrase, to make space, really is quite funny to me, because girl, a photo card is not taking up space. Like I feel like you're lying. You don't have to lie. You can just say you don't want the photo card anymore. You can just say you're downsizing your collection, you need the extra money. Like you don't have to say that you're making space, because girl, the photo card could fall behind your bed and you're selling dust particles at this point. The amount of space that a photo card takes up is not making space for anything. You could sell 30,000. Well, no, 30,000 is a lot. You could sell like, I don't know. I think if you're selling like maybe like 200 photo cards, then okay, yeah, you can say you're making space. Granted, then you're like making space in your binder. Like it's quite easy to store photo cards in like a flat, non-space taking up manner. But I just think it's really funny when you say you're selling photo cards. Like it's different if it was like albums or like, big things that do actually take up space. But bitch, a photo card, you're not making space. You just want the money. That's okay. It's okay. Like you don't have to say that. It's so funny because I know you're lying. This one is a little bit more like serious, but sometimes people at like barricades, like the way that people act at barricades for a concert. Now, I haven't been barricade like very, very front barricade many times, like maybe like 3 or 4 times, but I've been like in the pit quite a bit, and I've been like, second, third, fourth row away from the barricade, and like general admission. Like I'm talking about like general admission or like people who stand up and walk to the barricades, right? Back in 2023, I saw TXT in New York, and it was a seated pit, so it wasn't GA, but I had a seat that was at the barricade, and so it was my first time ever being that close to a stage, that wasn't GA, that had chairs. And I was expecting like everybody's gonna just stand up in front of their chairs, but when sound check started, everybody that was in like the first couple row, like first two rows, stood up and like walked, because there was like a space in between the chairs and the barricade, so people could walk by, obviously. But like when sound check started, everybody stood up and like just walked up straight to the barricade. So yeah, so everybody else did too. And something about the entitlement, people who were like in the fourth row back were like, y'all need to sit down or like go back to your seats. Mind you, I don't think it was gonna make a difference for you, because like the same people would still be standing in front of you even if they were standing directly in front of their chair or like 3 feet away at the barricade, but whatever. And it was kind of just really like tense. And I'm not blaming the people walking up to the barricade, and I'm not blaming the people who stood at their chairs, because at the end of the day, we're pretty much still all the same distance from the stage. But like the energy was so like hostile, and everyone seemed a little bit mad. And then like the whole like interactions have rotted the brains of not even just K-pop fans, but all concert goers. Everyone's trying to get your name moment. Everyone's trying to get the best fan cam. Everyone's trying to get, their viral video so they can post it on TikTok. And it just feels very disingenuous. As for me, bitch, I don't have a key. I'm always going to have a key at a concert. I'm always going to be screaming. I'm always going to be singing. I will be recording the whole concert because I have like short-term memory loss and I can't remember things literally as soon as it happens. But like, I'm not finna be, not dancing and not moving and not having fun and not singing or screaming so that my video can be like perfectly stable and like silent in the background. Like that was pretty much the whole like vibe. And I would think that if you're paying this much money to be this close to the artist, you want to have fun and you want to like be singing and dancing with them. Because I feel like if I'm the artist and I'm standing on the stage and I look out into the pit, who I'm assuming are like some of the most dedicated fans, because again, that price point was not cheap. It was not cheap. A lot of money went into that. I'm looking down into the pit and it's just a bunch of people standing like statues with their phones in front of their face, not singing, not dancing, not doing nothing. I would be like, all right, so is it me? Like, do I suck? Like, am I ass? Or are y'all just fucking boring? I feel like people who are at barricades, especially people who are in the pits, need to get hype more, because y'all be making stuff so boring and lame just so you can get your little 50K likes on TikTok for your fan cam. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I actually prefer the fan cams that have the people recording, like singing in the back, screaming in the back, because not only is it like a video, like I'm seeing their point of view, but I know they're having a good time and they're kind of funny. They're always funny to me. I always prefer the funny screaming fan cams over the boring silent ones, because at that point, girl, you might as well just be recording the screen. You could have did that from up in the 300s. You could have just recorded the screen, or you could have just watched them at home. Like, those videos are boring because they don't even be giving concert like that. I don't know. I just feel like if you're going to be barricaded at a concert, you should be like more energetic. Not even just for yourself so you can have more fun, but for the actual artist who's performing so they can like feed off your energy, because those are always the best concerts. When the artist can tell that the crowd is hype, they get more hype, and it's like a back and forth conversation that way. And then you get more for your money. Everybody wins. Okay, the next thing I have written down is, we're taking a little jump. TikTok commenters. Yes. I wrote this because I am a TikToker. That's how I got my start on the internet. Well, in terms of like internet like recognition. And sometimes you would think that people who comment on TikToks are at the most 6 years old and they don't have common sense. they can't read, they don't know anybody outside of their phones, they have no real world experiences, and they're pretty much just children. That's what you would think sometimes reading the comment sections on some of these TikToks. Like, for example, let's say I post a ranking video. Let's say that I am ranking songs from an album, and I'm talking. It's not even just like the standard, like ranking it to like a background song or whatever. I'm like talking, I'm explaining my reasonings for ranking whatever, however I rank it. And so I say, oh, I love every song on the album, but out of all these songs, this one is my least favorite. I do still love it, but it's my least favorite, so I'm gonna put it in the last place spot. You would think that I just said that I hate this song with every fiber of my being, and I don't even think it should have been recorded. And matter of fact, disband the group. I think the group should disband for this terrible, awful song that they made. That's what you would think I would have said if you read some of the comments that would follow that. Or, I don't know. Let's say I don't have an example. I probably should have came up with an example before I started filming this. But let's say I'm wearing like a tour t-shirt. I'm wearing a t-shirt that I got from the concert, and I put like in the caption, like I say it in the caption, or I say it in the video, or like there's words on the screen. And I'm like, I love my tour t-shirt. I love the t-shirt that I got on tour. Go to the comments. I can guarantee you there's going to be somebody asking, where did you get that? OMG, where'd you get that shirt? Like, guys think. Comment, like, think before you comment. Like, why are you commenting stuff that you it's given to you. It's given to you. And not everything is a personal attack against your faves. Again, it goes back to that y'all take K-pop too seriously, because if I don't like a song from a group that I too stan, that does not mean that I hate the group. That's not what that means. It means I don't like that song. You can't be expected to like sometimes you just get lucky, and maybe you do like every single song that your faves put out. Granted, I think you're lying a little bit, just a little bit. You might be lying a little bit. Like, you definitely be skipping some of them. Like, don't say you don't be skipping sometimes. But you can't expect everybody to be like that, because that's not really normal. I don't think that's not really normal. Like, everything's not a personal attack, and you don't have to comment every thought that pops into your head, especially because a lot of y'all's thoughts are dumb as shit. Quite frankly, I don't like people who comment on TikToks unless your comment is good. Yeah. And they're not even mean. Like, most of the time, they're not even like malicious or something. It's just annoying. Like, I don't like annoying people. And a lot of y'all are annoying in the comments. Like, shut the fuck up. Anyways, moving on. The next thing is, let me say this. People who are like, let's just call them hag stands. I'm not using hag derogatory. I'm 23. A lot of people would consider me a hag stan at this point. But like, hag stands who kind of make it their entire personality. Like, not even just in age, but like in standing like lingo. So like, for example, if I got into BTS in like 2013, something about, and I think what really irks me is this specific phrase, as a blank stan. So like, yeah, I got into BTS in 2017. That would be like if I started every single TikTok comment, which it all loops back to them TikTok commenters, them annoying ass TikTok commenters. If I was to comment on a TikTok, like, as a 2017 army, like, nobody asked when the fuck you started standing. Nobody cares that you've been a K-pop stan since the first generation. Like, now you just sound old and bitter. Oh my God. You don't have to preface everything you say, like, kind of like validating your status as a K-pop stan, because at the end of the day, we're all liking the same music. I can go back and listen to the music from back in the day. It's on Spotify, so we can engage in the same content. Just because you saw it first doesn't make you any better, bitch. does not make you any fucking better. Okay, sorry if there was a little break, if the frame shifted, my SD card filled up and I had to transfer the video. Anyways, let us continue. So this one is a little bit personal to me, and something that I think is one of the biggest pet peeves I have with K-pop stans. The fact that some people cannot grasp the concept of being a multi-stan without standing every single K-pop group under the sun. Babes, how many K-pop groups are there? Like hundreds. Like some that you've never even, like I'm telling you, some probably have like 30 monthly listeners on Spotify. Like Nugu as fuck. Like the Nuguest you could ever be as a Nugu group, right? And if you say you're a multi-stan, some people really do expect you to like all of those groups. If not all of them, at least like every single group from like the big four companies, at least. Or like all of the most popular groups they are expecting you to be a fan of if you say you're a multi-stan. Which, shocker, that's not fucking true. That's not how that works. It's never going to be how it works. And there's always going to be groups that people just don't like. You have to just accept that. Going back to that ranking video, I did a ranking video a couple months ago, and it was just like, how would I scream for each group that pops up, right? So if I was to see these groups in public, would I freak out and be like, oh my God, and like do like that? Or would I simply just walk past them like a normal person? So I did that, and some of the groups I wasn't really screaming for, or I didn't scream for at all, because guess what? I'm a normal person, and I wouldn't just scream in front of these people's faces if I don't really fuck with them like that. Like, why the fuck would I scream in front of these people? That's like walking up to a random group of people on the street and screaming in their face because you might know that they're famous, or you know that they're famous, but you don't fuck with them. Like, why would I do that? Why if we're being honest, I don't even be looking at people in their face anyway. So even if like, well, I would recognize ITZY. I definitely would. But like, if it was a group that I like am a casual listener to, that I do listen to and I do like, but I don't really know them like that, and they're walking down the street in front of me, but they got on like their face mask, they got on a baseball cap, they're in their regular clothes, and I'm walking, I got my headphones on, I'm looking straight ahead. I'm not finna scream in their face. Come on now. Even if I know of the group, just because they're famous does not mean that I have to be excited to meet them or that I'm a fan of them just because they're a K-pop group. That's not how that fucking works, bitch. Use your brain, use your head. And yeah, I don't like a lot of groups for many reasons. I don't like a lot of groups because of their fan base. Like I go back and forth on that reasoning. Like, is it okay to not like a group simply because their fans are bottom of the barrel of fucking people? And I've come to the conclusion that yes, it is okay, because the music is not good enough to be excused in the fan bases sometimes. Like sometimes if it's the best thing I've ever heard in my life, then yeah, I'll listen to the music, but will I stan the group? Will I be involved with that terrible ass fan base? Absolutely not. I will not be engaging, and I will just continue to listen on the side. But most of the time, the music isn't that fucking good. So I just don't even bother, because why would I put up with something I don't fuck with? So yeah, sometimes the fan base is ass, sometimes the music is just ass, sometimes the members are boring. Like, if you're not making me kiki, giggle, haha, and you're like YouTube content, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna have that connection with you, babes. If you're boring as fuck, I'm just not finna. I will not be collecting your photo cards. Let's just say that. Any reason that you have for not standing a group is valid. I don't think that you should be expected to like every single group under the sun just because you're a multi-stan, bitch. Multi just means more than one. My stan list probably like 10 groups. That means I'm a multi-stan. But do I like your faves necessarily? Maybe not. That's just how it goes. You're gonna have to get over it, because guess what? The world is gonna keep spinning. Yes, everybody say it with me. The world's gonna keep spinning. Yes, like, oh, And it all circles back to that. Guess what I'm about to say? It all circles back to that. K-pop is not that serious. It's a music genre. It's a hobby. It's not worth being so pent up and aggressive over. Take that stick out of your ass and move the fuck on. The next one is a little bit more serious, but it really, 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 really irks me when people bring up or use like real world issues as like ammunition during fan wars. So like racism, or like, what else do I have written down? Politics, stuff like that, as fuel for your fan wars. Like the N-word. The N-word is a big topic in K-pop. Y'all know some of them idols love to utilize it. When you're using that, like, oh, well, your fave said the N-word, therefore the whole group is a flop, and my group is better than your group because my faves don't say the N-word. Like, that's just like, I don't think you should be using those kind of things for fan wars. Like, because then it feels like you don't really care about the issue at hand, and you're literally only caring about it because you're trying to one-up this person. I don't like fan wars in general, because I don't know how many times I have to say it, but K-pop is not that serious. You just need to all vibe and have fun and not be so angry all the time. But I don't think fan wars should ever be serious enough to be bringing up stuff like that. Or like, if an idol's relative has passed away, like, don't bring up that person's dead relative in a fan war argument. Like, are you fucking stupid? Do you have any morals? Have some compassion. God, it's really not that hard to be nice. It's really not. It's actually probably easier. It's way easier to be nice than to be mean. So just like stop doing that. And then I think if everyone was just a little bit nicer and a little bit less serious, then K-pop as a whole would be so much more enjoyable. I mean, I be having a key. Me personally, I be having a key because I don't take anything seriously. But I know that a lot of people that I know are like, oh, K-pop is just not fun anymore. Like, I've kind of grown apart because, you know, the fandoms are just so toxic and da-da-da-da. Like, it doesn't have to be that way, babes. It doesn't have to be. It can be however you want. You choose your social media experience because you choose who you follow. If you are noticing all of this toxicity on your timeline all the time, girl, unfollow the toxic people. Like, you have free will. You don't have to follow them. They're really not even real people, girl. Just press the unfollow button and then move on with your life. Like, nothing's gonna happen if you unfollow this person. Like, if you don't like what they're posting, if you don't like what they're saying, if you feel like you're surrounded by this toxicity all the time, girl, cut that shit out of your life. It's not that hard. Okay, next one. Misusing the word sasaeng. Like, okay, now this might rustle some feathers for y'all, because I know how y'all girls like to tussle. But a sasaeng is a stalker. That is a person who follows the groups when they're, you know, not doing formal activities, when they're just, you know, living their life, doing their free, like, you know, going to the store to buy something and you know where they're at. Stalking is like, you know, you buy their flight information and you show up at the airport when they arrive. You know when their flight is leaving and coming. You know things that are not public information and you follow them and you stalk them. That is a sasaeng. Like, a very serious crime. It is a crime and weirdo behavior. What's not a sasaeng is going to multiple concerts, paying to go to multiple concerts, or winning a bunch of video calls. That's not what a sasaeng is, because, girl, anybody, like, if I use my own money that I worked for and I decide that I want to see a group, you know, if I want to go to every single tour stop for a group and I have the funds to do that and I buy it, I don't have any inside connections, I'm simply just going to the concert. I'm not waiting outside for the group afterwards or like following them in their van back to the hotel. Like, I'm not trying to make contact with the group like in a private setting or whatever. That is not stalking. Have y'all ever heard of groupies? Have y'all ever heard of, like, I don't know, going to multiple shows? Like, people do that all the time. And y'all be throwing around that word sasaeng. That's like a serious word to be throwing around. You can't just be calling everybody stalkers because they wanted to go to multiple concerts. You can't be mad at somebody because they have the opportunities to go to multiple shows with video calls. Like, you really think that if anybody was a serious sasaeng, you think they would even need the video calls? Girl, there have been cases of sasaengs getting the idols literal phone numbers, like their personal cell phone numbers, and calling them directly. Why would they pay hundreds of dollars or whatever, or put in the hours of work for a group order to talk to the idol on the phone for a minute and a half? That's monitored by like 5 staff members. Why would they do that? A video call, winning a video calls does not equal stalker. Winning a video call does not equal being a stalker. Winning a video call does not equal being a stalker. Like, I don't understand. Like, it goes back again to that common sense chip. A lot of y'all are lacking that common sense chip in your head. And I feel like, are just, once again, jealous. You want to be the one winning. If it was you winning, if it was you going to all these concerts, would you call yourself a sasaeng? I don't think so. Y'all need to stop using that word so lightly, because then when y'all do call out a real sasaeng who is actually being dangerous and stalking an idol, no one's going to take you as seriously, because y'all are the boy who fucking cried wolf. Like, everybody can't be a sasaeng, and everyone is not, for doing fan activities that are normal. Y'all need to pipe down with that shit, because it's really like a serious allegation. Like, what the fuck? Okay, I have a couple more. I want to wrap this up because I know this video is long as fuck and I just have been like yelling at you guys. But I just get so passionate. About these things because a lot of things annoy me, and I feel like, I mean, obviously I'm right about all of these things because they're all crazy. But inner fandom sub-fandoms are, at least, okay, this is mostly directed towards midseas. I am a midsea, so I've seen this most directly because, you know, that's the space that I'm in. But recently, there's been like an uptake. Is that the right word? Uptake? There's been an increase in like sub-fandom wars. Like member fandom. So like Chaeryeong stans are called cheerleaders, super cute name. Or like Yeji stans are called black hearts because that's her like representative emoji, you know, stuff like that. Now you have like these like member specific fandoms fighting with each other over, it's giving like oppression Olympics. Like, who's the most underappreciated member in the group, and how can we advocate for them, and how is this fandom invalidating that, and trying to say that their favorite member is the most mistreated. Like, guys, they're all one group. I mean, personally, let's just open this can of worms. I don't have a problem with solo stans, unless of course you're like if you're a solo stan who antis the rest of the group, then you might as well just not even be a fan of that one member, because it's kind of impossible to avoid the rest of the group because they're in a group together. All of their songs are together. You know, they're kind of a unit. I understand like, oh, you don't necessarily stan a group, but you like their music. You listen to the music as, you know, the group's music, and there's like one member that catches your eye, and so you follow them on Instagram. Like, that kind of thing is okay. But when you're like actively standing, like you say you stan a group, but you only like one member from a group, bitch, that's not standing the group. You literally just like that one member. And so sometimes, and a lot of times, I'm saying in the midsea community, a lot of y'all be undercover solo stand. Y'all say that y'all are OT5, but secretly you hate the other 4 members and you just have one favorite. Girl, you're not a midsea. And I feel like since people have been using these like sub fandom names, I don't even know all of them. I don't even know all of the 5 different sub fandom names, because guess what? I'm not a solo stan, right? And I don't even care about these kind of things, but I've been seeing a lot of it recently, and I just think that if you're going through all of this trouble to be like mad all the time, like, oh, 2 members out of the group they're doing solo activities, they're, you know, going on variety shows, and going to like fashion shows or whatever, but your fave is not doing any of that. I can understand being upset that that member is not getting the same amount of opportunities. Trust me, I get it. But you don't have to then go hate on the member that's getting opportunities or hate on the people who bias that member. Like, why are we fighting each other? This is a group, it's a collective issue. And at some point in time, all of the members are going to be mistreated in some kind of way. Every member is going to have something. It's not going to be equal all the time. And the only way for things to change is if we stay united as a fandom and address the issue as a collective and not like individually based on the member. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm not making sense, but I feel like y'all understand what I'm talking about. Like, why are there sub fandoms within one fandom? Girl, we all are midsies. Why are you calling yourself like this individual fan of a member? Unless, of course, you're just a solo stan. But then they always claim, I'm not a solo stan, I'm OT5, I just have a bias. Like, okay, you don't have to like make your entire account and your entire personality just be about being like you have to support the other girls too if you're going to call yourself a fan of the group. Unless you're a solo stan, you just have to come out and if you're a solo stan, girl, just fucking say it. What are you scared of? No one's going to come and fight you. No one's going to come to your house and beat you up. Like, just say it then. And then you won't have people mad at you for when it does eventually come out that you don't fuck with the rest of the group. And then you can't get canceled. I don't think you can get canceled for anything like that because it's just Twitter or TikTok or whatever social media platform you're on. But like, then you can't get canceled for being outed as a solo stan because then it'll just be public information. Like, if everyone was just honest about what they wanted and what their intentions were, then I feel like a lot of this like inner fandom fighting could be avoided. And once again, we could all have a much more fun time listening to the group that we all love, supposedly love. Side note, how the fuck can you be a solo stan and itzy bitch? They're literally all perfect. But whatever. That's not, I mean. And the last thing I want to say, it's not really a K-pop stan problem, but more of a K-pop industry problem. We need to abolish GA. Like, we need to abolish general admission concerts. Nothing about general admission is good. I don't understand the appeal that these companies have, what they see in GA. It only causes problems. With the rise in send-offs, which, girl, I can make a whole video on send-offs and send-off culture, if you will. But like, with the rise of this, it seems like if send-off is being offered, then the pit tickets will be GA most of the time. Which GA, not even just for K-pop, any concert, I don't think there should never be general admission, especially if the venue is big. Like, if the venue is like a little tiny theater, it hosts like 1,000 people, sure, whatever, do your GA. But if it's like an arena, a stadium, why are we doing GA? Just put the chairs out. Like, if I feel like the companies, they think, oh, if we make it GA, then we're able to price all of the pit tickets, all of the floor tickets at this crazy, insane price, because then everybody thinks they have a chance of being barricade. And so we can make all of them $800 because then they're all gonna think that they're gonna be at the front. And so they're more likely to pay more for it. But do they not know how fans work? Like, if you have them seated, people are still going to buy the tickets at the back, even if they are $800, because a lot of people don't care. Like, they just want to be in the venue, and the floor is still a good ass seat. Like, even if you're at the back of the floor, it's still a good seat. And so even if you make all of the floor tickets $800 and there's chairs, they're still going to sell. You don't have to make them GA, because all GA does is force people to camp. And I don't like camping. Like, certain circumstance, like KCON. Let's just use KCON, because I have camped for KCON against my will, though. I never want to camp. I never am like, oh, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start this line a week early. No, I always am like, we're not camping this year, guys. We're not gonna camp this year. And then on Twitter, I see them bitches with the fucking tents have their shit set up a week before, And we're like, fuck, now we have to camp if we want to get a good spot because everybody's already in the line. And just that concert anxiety gets to me every time. So I'm like, fuck, I do really kind of have to camp. Like, fuck, like, I don't really want to. But it's always people who start the line a week in advance that force everybody else to get there early as fuck. And then you have people, because technically unofficial lines don't get honored. That's what all the venues say. Like, oh, we're not going to honor the unofficial line. So then you have people who did camp out for a week and have like gone through this process. They're writing numbers on people's hands and they're doing like attendance check-ins and like, oh, you can't hold spots. All these rules that the people at the front have set. The day of the concert comes, it's time for the official wristbands to be given out. And then you have the people who didn't camp out, who listened to the like, oh, we're not honoring the official line rules. They come in and then there's most of the time this fiasco of like, oh, are they going to honor the line? Are they not going to honor the line? Sometimes it's hit or miss. And sometimes the people who showed up early, like that same day, get to the front of the line and people are mad at them and they're calling them like line cutters and that they cut the line, they cheated, when in actuality they were just following the rules. So it's like, you can't really be mad at them because they did say y'all couldn't camp, y'all did it anyways. But I do understand the feelings of, oh, I camped out for a week, I deserve this spot. So it's kind of just like a tough decision, and it always just leads to conflicts that could be avoided if y'all just put the fucking chairs on the floor. And then not only the camping thing, but once you get in, like, people want to sit down before the concert, people want to relax, and people have to maybe use the bathroom, get something to eat, and they feel like they can't move from their spot because they're gonna lose their whatever spot they're at on the floor because it's a pit and it's GA and, you know, there's no chairs. People buy merch. They don't want to buy merch because they want to get to the pit as soon as possible. Like, everything, all of these problems can be avoided if y'all just get rid of GA. And people get injured. People pass out. It's hot. People can't drink water. They're dehydrated. Like, it's just not fun. It's never fun being in a GA pit. People are mad and pushing because they've been up for hours and they're already agitated and we're all cramped up and, you know, everyone's emotions are heightened. Like, I seriously don't understand the appeal of GA. And then with send off, you know, that's always like GA. Like, they just pick people randomly for that. But like, then you have people like camped out for a week to get this really good barricade spot. They leave the concert early so they can line up for sound check. I mean, not sound check. They can line up for send off early. All of this like urgency everyone feels because nothing is like a guaranteed spot, even though you paid a bunch of money for it, makes a lot of people feel entitled, and that lead to fights and arguments. And I think, number one, these companies should stop doing GA. And number two, everyone should just be a little bit nicer to everybody. You know, don't push people in the pit. Don't yell at people in the pit. We're all there for the same reason, which is to enjoy this concert and have fun. There's no reason to be arguing and doing all of this, like, just feels really evil spirited shit. You don't have to do all that. And if everyone could just like be normal, then the pit could be a lot better of a place to be in. But of course, once again, shouldn't even be a fucking pit. It should be chairs. Stop doing GA and stop charging $800 for GA. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? You're charging $800 for a GA ticket. Does that even make sense? $800 for any ticket is crazy. Like, yes, but honestly, I would rather not pay $800. Like, if I see a concert is GA, I am more inclined to buy a ticket in the stands than to spend $800 on a ticket doesn't have a guaranteed spot. Whereas I would much rather, I would spend $800 on a seated ticket in like the 5th row, because I know that that's a guaranteed spot that I will have, and I will be able to come and go from that spot as I please and be comfortable. So I don't know, any K-pop company executives watching this, I hope you're listening to me, and taking what I say into consideration, because quite literally, it's just disaster waiting to happen. Like, GA is just a disaster waiting to happen. Always. It's always just lingering. Like, something serious, like dangerous could really happen if the situation escalated quickly. But yeah, that's everything that I have to say. So yeah, that's the video. If you guys want a part 2, let me know, because I definitely did leave out a couple of things I did have written down, and new things are always popping into my head all the time on shit that annoys me as a K-pop stan. But again, at the end of the day, I never take any of this stuff too seriously, because I don't take K-pop seriously. It is just music. It is just a fun time. Like, I just have fun, you know, interacting with my friends, going to concerts, collecting merch. Like, it's not, it doesn't have to be like this serious, upsetting job that you feel like you are just obligated to do. Like, it should be a fun hobby that you enjoy. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind next time you want to start a fan war over like which member has more lines in a song. Just saying. I do plan on posting more regularly now. As I said, I'm putting social media above school. I have a lot of video ideas that I'm excited to film. So I know I say this at the end of every video, but I'm so serious this time. I'm going to be posting consistently. So I swear, like, be on the lookout. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I got this microphone, so you know I mean business now. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow me on all my socials. They're down below. It's always a key over there. And yes, that is all from me. All right, bye. Also, you guys can't see, but I'm wearing my Twilight shirt, one of my mini Twilight shirts, and the long sleeves are attached. So slay. Also, my claw clip is a bow, and I have my little stars. So appreciate how cute I look in this video.